Hey man, it's
See what the
summer
people
session. We're almost out of summer session here. So the fun topics are we're about to get serious with classes again. By the time this comes out, fall session will be in full swing.
Fall session, full swing. I'm in full swing all sessions.
What's that mean?
I just want to let you know I'm cock locked and ready to rock.
Oh, okay.
To learn.
Great.
Yeah, even if it is night classes.
During summer night classes, and let's introduce the number one student here at WikiU. All his classes are a little hotter at night. Jason Nunez.
Yes, hello everybody. Thank you for coming along for another episode of Wiki University. And if it's your first time, welcome. Please remember to like, review, subscribe us on Instagram, TikTok, maybe even YouTube.
I don't know. By the time this comes out, maybe?
Soon enough. Anyways, guys, buckle up. We're getting ready to go on a fantastic ride through the interweb. This time at night.
Yeah, so, it's summer session. Summer session is all about light learning, fun topics. We're just having a good time. What's your topic today, Jason?
Fukushima disaster?
Oh, the nuclear disaster in Fukushima?
Yeah, it was some
Fun.
sort of hydrogen explosion that happened.
Oh, how'd you come up with this topic, Jason?
Oh, I've been a longtime fan of Japan.
Okay, I thought you meant...
And I would love to visit this beautiful place called Japan. What more interests me is like things like the bullet train or or more of the natural beauty of it aside from the
the natural beauty of the bullet train. The beautiful picturesque beauty of a bullet train.
The natural beauty of a Japanese person constructing a bullet train.
Yeah.
I mean, that you can't get more natural than that.
I disagree.
But again, it's like my topic I wanted to be more perhaps like more events or more of a serious subject, I guess.
Okay.
Because it's nice to dive into some realism.
From time to time? All right.
From time to time, why not get serious, guys?
Okay. Hey. Great. Do you want to get started here?
Let's
do you want to dive in?
Yeah. Tell me how many dead bodies did they find? That's the first thing I want to know.
Okay, that's deaths. Well, you're going to be sorely disappointed.
What do you
For
mean?
someone that it sounded like you wanted death.
No, I'm just interested in how many because it seems like, when you think of a power plant.
Give me the numbers.
Right.
Give me the numbers.
Let me see the receipts.
Can I say, like people started saying COVID is like a 9/11 a day.
A 9/11 a day keeps COVID away.
It keeps the newspaper forgetting about COVID, that's for sure.
If 9/11 happened every day, no one would know what COVID is.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's a guarantee.
And yet, everyone knew what COVID was because it was a 9/11 a day. Anyway, the deaths on the Fukushima nuclear disaster. One confirmed cancer death attributed to radiation exposure by the government for the purpose of compensation following opinions from a panel of radiologists and other experts. Medical sources pending for long-term facilities due to the radiation exposure. Non-fatal injuries, 16 with physical injuries due to hydrogen explosions, 2 workers taken to hospital with possible radiation burns.
Get out! Why is he even on the list of injured?
Why does this even have a wiki article?
Possible. I was expecting, some real hard truths of what human life, how quickly human life can be taken or mutated. I mean, can I be honest? I was kind of looking to see if there was more like mutations. What lake is near there? What sort of water sources?
Oh, I thought you
nearby?
meant human mutations.
Yes.
What would be a human mutation that you would want to see?
When I think of like a cool mutation, it's always like an extra limb, an extra, an arm or something. But it's never. But when those real life situations, like you watch those like Discovery Channel type of docks on these people. It's never like what it seems to
It's
be.
not an
Even
equal limb.
right. Even
It's
though
a
it says,
lesser limb.
even though like on paper the doctor says like, oh, this person has a third arm.
Yeah.
It's never functioning. Like you can't.
They
you
always
can't,
have to like part the hair in their back of their head or something to find a little handful, some little fingers sticking up or something.
the head, or it's just not a fully. It's not. You can't like curl. You can't like hold a 10-pound weight and curl with it. There's barely, and you're not gonna have an elbow.
So you're looking for an arm that can act as a third or fourth arm.
Yeah, but you know,
Or leg.
again, that's something that the movies tells us that we're gonna see.
All right. Do you want to get back to this nuclear
you?
disaster? I don't know. The Fukushima nuclear disaster was a 2011 nuclear accident. They just
Did they wait?
downgraded it in the first sentence.
You said it like they put air quotes. Accident.
Yeah, well, you can go to a link that's nuclear accident. Oh, I also wanted to mention, before we get too far into this, you talked about the deaths. I remember we talked about, this was episodes ago, but we talked about flooding because we were in like Amsterdam on the episode.
Okay.
And Amsterdam, or the general area, has a lot of water situations going on. And we talked about all these old floods, and they would have like 70,000, 100,000 people die in these floods. So one person.
You know what the big difference is? I feel like because the flood is God killing people.
This is
like human human error.
So you're saying God makes bigger mistakes than humans?
That you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, okay. Humans better than God.
But I totally agree. Why did they go from disaster to accident in half of a sentence?
In half of a sentence. Was a 2011 nuclear accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant in Okuma, Fukushima, Japan. The proximate cause of the nuclear disaster was the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami natural disaster that occurred on March 11th, 2011. So when did So
God did it.
So it was God.
Oh, that rascal.
That rascal. Should we go? All right.
Should we go get him?
Get
him! Should we get our pitchforks?
Go get God? Where do we get him? God's everywhere.
You mean he's surrounding us?
We go to the earthquake and tsunami and check God's deaths?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Check how much he went to work. He's flexing on us at this point.
So I went to the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. I'm going straight down to total damage. Give me a number, Jason. Oof. Just to give you an idea, I believe the LA riots caused $1 billion of damage in a matter of a day.
Don't think that's right, but okay.
I think it is. You think
billion?
It's more?
No, I think it's less.
No, it's definitely about $1 billion. We covered it on the episode, on WikiU. And if we covered it on WikiU,
it's in there.
It's in my brain. You hear that?
Yeah, what else is in there? Not a lot.
Not much. Okay, do you want to guess a number here? Did you look?
I didn't. Okay. I'm not that quick. Okay, let's see. Okay. And this is of an earthquake, city or a village?
Tidal wave combo. I mean, I think if you're getting a tidal wave and an earthquake, it's hitting multiple. It's hitting the country of Japan.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, deaths wise,
we're not asking for a death estimate. We're asking for total damage in billions of dollars.
Yen or
U.S. dollars. You don't know yen. I would never ask you yen.
Let's see. I'm gonna guess 2.5 billion.
Billion? Close. 360 billion.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Nice job, God.
Woo!
Okay, do you want to hear God's death count?
Yeah, from him? I would like to hear it from the horse
Or do you
want
to guess? So the nuclear disaster was one person. Do you want to guess the earthquake tsunami combo?
I have to imagine it's upwards of at least 9,500.
19,747.
I came under still. I got it.
It was the most powerful. You got it.
Got it. That's a W for me.
The rest of the competition went over.
That's a dub.
It was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Japan and the fourth most powerful earthquake in the world since modern record keeping began in 1900. The earthquake triggered powerful tsunami waves that may have reached heights of up to 40.5 meters. So that's
so scary. Okay.
133 feet.
That is
insane.
That's the kind of shit that's like, so daunting to me. I wouldn't know what to do with my life at that point.
I mean, the great part about me is I don't know how to swim, so I'm not even going to try. I wouldn't know what to do at that point. You know, even kind of. Even if the wave was 40 feet.
So you're saying even if you weren't a coward, you wouldn't be able to do anything?
Even if I wasn't a coward?
Yeah.
You're calling me a coward? Because I can't swim?
No, because you're choosing not to run or not to...
Oh, I would run from the wave.
Or choosing not to...
I would run from the
fight,
wave.
I should say.
I would run or climb. Those are my two main skills in my entire life.
Can't run and can't climb water. Two things you can't do
but
on
you
water.
Can climb buildings. You can climb trees.
Yeah.
Not 133
foot
trees.
I was going to say, yeah.
But you could hold on to a tree. Maybe.
I'm not a tree hugger.
I'm a tree hugger.
Oh, I've seen you.
Residents of the Sendai had only 8 to 10 minutes of warning, and more than 100 evacuation sites were washed away. The snowfall, which accompanied the tsunami, this reminds me of the Chicago fire, where there were
I thought you were going to say the day after tomorrow.
No, I wasn't. Not everything is a movie for me, but everything is a past wiki episode for me.
Well, I mean, the way it's being described, you're saying tsunami, earthquake, and then what's the third one?
Snowfall.
Snowfall. So to me, that's like a day after tomorrow type of situation.
Is that a Gyllenhaal situation?
That is a Gyllenhaal vehicle. That is correct.
Gyllenhaal.
In fact, that actually happened. I believe it was in 2011. It came out.
No way.
I kid you not.
All right, I'm not getting off this article for good. But we're going to look up.
I guarantee, okay, they teased it. The previews came out in 2011. I think it came out in 2012 because that was the whole...
I wonder if they held it.
That was a whole marketing thing. They probably did hold it, but that was the whole marketing
You're
of it.
so far off. The Day After Tomorrow is a 2004 American science fiction disaster film directed, co-produced, and co-written by some dude based on the 1990 book The Coming Global Superstorm.
There was definitely one that was around 2012.
There was definitely some coming, and it's definitely a superstorm.
Because remember how 2012 was like the Aztec end of days year. I remember,
2012 was?
Yeah, and I remember a movie. So maybe a different
But that didn't happen,
movie.
so they didn't have to hold it off due to the Aztec.
No, they weren't holding it off due to the Aztecs. They were...
Okay, I'm going to Aztec calendar. The calendar consists of a 365-day calendar cycle called the year count and a 260-day ritual cycle called the day count. These two cycles together form a 52-year century. We still use this calendar, I guess, right?
Right, but I believe the 52-year century finished in 2012.
Sometimes called the calendar round. I'm going to calendar round. It took me just further into the article.
Because is it like mathematically, is it correct, or is it just like they kind of stopped at 2012?
The 2012 phenomenon. All right, you called it. 2012, the year of the day after tomorrow. The 2012 phenomenon was a range of, that's a tough word, something beliefs that cataclysmic or transformative events would occur on or around December 21st, 2012. This date was regarded as the end of a 5,126-year-long cycle in the Mesoamerican long count calendar. It sounds like, I don't know what they were making these calendars on. I assume stone maybe back then?
Yeah, I feel like they made a mistake. There's no going back, so they had to keep moving forward.
Yeah, well, they got to a point, and then they were like, you know what? I've got carpal tunnel. We're all the way to 2012. Can we just hold off for a few years and I'll make some more calendar down the road?
Yeah, maybe they were like, hey, take note. We'll pick it up in the next couple hundred years.
Yeah, let's put a pin in this.
Yeah.
Circle back. 500 years from now.
Okay, because you know how like back in the day, it's like like one family is like does everything. You know, you got the people who just write, the scribes, right? You got
What did we talk about on a recent episode? The guillotine episode. The French guillotinist, the French executioner, like sold his guillotine,
Right.
and normally it was passed down to his family.
Yes, that's right. Right. So similar to that,
Right. Calendar maker.
calendar maker was supposed to be passed on, and then
sold his chisels.
and I bet you, okay, all the calendar makers had like these crazy strong right arms and crazy biceps.
That's when the extra arm comes in.
Right.
I gotta tap this one out. Get my other mutation arm in.
Right.
Here.
So they're chiseling away, like breaking in that bicep, really curling it in. But then you get the one kid, the black sheep of the family. He's a little lanky, not a lot of muscle in there.
Bad at math.
Bad at math as well. Yeah, there you go.
Or maybe he was great at math, bad at muscle.
And so then it kind of like just skipped that generation, and and it's
there goes the calendar.
The history. The rest is history.
And then there were other Mayans that were like, I never bought into the whole calendar system anyway.
Right. They're like, what's a calendar?
Yeah. Oh, you mean the rocks on that temple I've never read?
Right. That's what I mean. And it goes to my, like, there's a person now who doesn't go by a regular calendar. They just go by their own fucking rules.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there were people like that back then.
Like half moon rising, or whatever people say out here in LA when Mercury's in retrograde with a rising tide. Did I nail it?
You're giving me a rising tide right now.
Oh, man. Do you want to go to Mercury in retrograde to see what that is?
Yeah. Mercury in retrograde?
Mercury in retrograde.
It sounds like a band, like a punk band.
I bet that is. All right. Mercury in retrograde is a 2017 American drama film. I wanted to go to Mercury in retrograde.
Yeah, where did you want to go? Because this is where I wanted to go.
This is the article you wanted? All right, we're going back to the 2012 phenomenon.
No. I was playing with you. I wanted to know more about the actual. I was making fun of the fact that we landed on that movie. I don't want the movie. I want the book.
No, because the book's better than the movie.
Yeah, always.
It's not an article.
Where did you hear this from? I don't know where you're talking. Like, is this like a spiritual thing? It's like a
astrology. I think it's an astrology thing.
Can you say astrology without rolling your eyes? That was interesting.
That's. I don't think I can.
Because I did the same thing.
What is astrology? Because
you did it again.
I thought
even with your tone, it's like you're rolling your eyes.
I can't help but be skeptical about it.
I'm not calling you incorrect for doing it. I'm just pointing it out.
Oh, I was gonna say astrology is the study of stars, but that's astronomy.
That's astronomy,
which doesn't make me roll my eyes.
Right. Say it.
But astrology, Jesus Christ!
I know it's tough.
Astrology. I can't help it, man. It just seems fake. Okay, I'm on astrology. It's a range of divinatory practices recognized as pseudoscientific since the 18th century that claim to discern information about human affairs.
Okay, Wiki, taking shots.
Yeah. And terrestrial events by studying the apparent positions of celestial objects. Different cultures have employed forms of astrology since at least the second millennium BCE, these practices having originated in calendrical systems used to predict seasonal shifts.
Calendrical? Like a calendar? Like the Aztec calendar.
And Aztec calendar. Yeah, such as the Hindus, Chinese, and the Maya developed elaborate systems for predicting terrestrial events from celestial observations. I don't know how astrology people blew up the 2012 phenomenon so much.
They did.
That people were freaked out.
They did.
It's infuriating, honestly.
Honestly, I feel like it goes back to the endless monkey theorem, or what is it? endless monkey typewriter theorem.
The monkey typewriter theory.
It goes back to that where, like, numbers wise, if there's enough time, if there's enough space in this instance,
if a calendar
chances
gets
are-
made and a whole civilization gets wiped out by smallpox or
things are just going to fall
invaders.
into order. And there is going to be, what do they call it? Like direct
correlations. There's correlations
but
between some kook in LA that claims to be both a psychic and astrologer
Right.
talking to a celebrity about this Mayan calendar stuff. The celebrity tweets it out or whatever. Now all of a sudden, millions of people are like, blah, blah, blah. CNN is like, we're not going to research this article at all. We're just going to put up something that says like kooky celebrity, you won't believe what they said. Then that gets clickbaited all over the place. BuzzFeed picks it up. No one checks the source. Now this crazy thing is becoming a 2012 fake phenomenon.
I'm a Cancer moon. That means I have the power of both day and night.
Anyway, let's move on here. Let's see the cultural impact of astrology. In the West, political leaders have sometimes consulted astrologers. For example, the British intelligence agency MI5 employed Louis de Waal as an astrologer after claims surfaced that Adolf Hitler used astrology to time his actions. The War Office was, quote-unquote, interested to know what Hitler's own astrologers would be telling him from week to week. Mercury is in retrograde!
I can't imagine how these German astrologers,
certain intensity to them.
if normal astrologers were full of bullshit.
I just picture them being like Werner Herzog reading tarot cards. Calm? Yeah, he's like, Mein Führer, it is imperative that you invade the northern states of Europe immediately, for Mercury is in retrograde.
I still don't know what Mercury in retrograde is, by the way.
I don't either. It's
Like,
really my only reference to astrology.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't follow any of the astrology stuff. I've just been told that I have some sort of supermoon sun power.
So you got supermoon sun
I
power.
got supermoon sun
My
power.
first introduction to astrology was during my adolescence from 4th to 6th grade.
Okay, what happened? Rough.
Rap became popular.
Rap and astrology go hand in hand.
And there was a station in the Philadelphia area that the bus driver would put on as we drove
Yeah, that's a
to
cool bus
school.
driver.
We requested it.
Okay.
Yeah, the bus driver gave us our
Even
choice.
more of a cool bus driver.
And I believe it was Power 99.
Yeah, it was.
So they had like the morning zoo DJs, but it was on
Gotta
the
have
rap
'em.
station. So it was all black DJs. What do you call them, DJs, or what do you call them? Jocks?
I think you still call them DJs. I don't know what you're
Okay.
talking about.
No. I mean,
You
like,
talking about disc jockeys, which is
I mean morning talk people. What do you call them?
Morning
Are they
radio?
DJs?
I guess.
Anyway, we were listening to black morning radio, so it was like much cooler.
Yeah.
And the dude, they would always have a break for like the horoscope readings.
Okay.
And I'm a Leo, and the guy would always be like, Leo the Lion. And then he'd read it, and yeah, he'd just go through, and it was like cool horoscope readings.
So you saw yourself as Leo the Lion.
Based on my birthday. Yes, I'm a Leo. God damn it.
Are you a lion?
Yeah, I'm Leo the Lion.
Have you ever dressed up as a lion? Like, has that ever been like a thing you'd been wanting to get into?
No, I don't really identify with that. Later evidence showed that Hitler considered astrology complete nonsense. After John Hinckley's attempted assassination of U.S. President Ronald Reagan, First Lady Nancy Reagan commissioned astrologer Joan Quigley to act as the secret White House astrologer.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm on Hitler's side.
I believe you're saying it. I can't believe you're saying it.
Let me finish.
Okay, go on.
When it comes to
2.6% Ashkenazi Jew.
let me finish. Just saying, I'm on his side when it comes to this astrology.
Not making wartime
hooky-
decisions
yes,
based on astrology.
based on the stars. Yes.
I will agree that no one that's entering battle, Hitler or not,
Sure.
should base it on the stars.
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
I'll double
you
down.
agree with Hitler. However, anyway, we're back on Ronald Reagan. However, Quigley's role...
America's Hitler.
America's astrologer. Joan Quigley, her role ended in 1988 when it became public through the memoirs of former Chief of Staff Donald Reagan. Wait, Donnie Reagan? Wait, it's spelled different.
Wait, what do you mean?
It's spelled different. Ronald Reagan.
It's Ronald Reagan.
Reagan. Donald Reagan. Do you think he just hired him because of his last name?
You mean nepotism?
Yeah, he thought he was doing nepotism.
Yeah.
He's like, close enough.
It was too late after he signed the papers.
There was a boom in interest in astrology in the late 1960s. The sociologist Marcello Truzzi described 3 levels of involvement of astrology believers to account for its revived popularity in the face of scientific discrediting. He found that the most astrology believers did not claim it was a scientific explanation with predictive power. Instead, those superficially involved, knowing, quote-unquote, next to nothing about astrology's mechanics, read newspaper astrology columns, and could benefit from, quote-unquote, tension management of anxieties and a cognitive belief system that transcends science. Those at the second level, level 2, usually had their horoscopes cast and sought advice and predictions. They were much younger than those at the first level and could benefit from knowledge of the language of astrology and the resulting ability to belong to a coherent and exclusive group. Those at the third level, level 3, join a cult. They were highly involved, and usually cast horoscopes for themselves. Well, I mean, that's like giving yourself a haircut if you're a stylist, you know?
Wait, it is? That's a good thing, though.
No, it's not good to cut your own hair.
If you can
You
do
need
it?
another opinion.
What? Where does that come from? No way.
That comes from
I feel like if you can get away
that comes
with...
from me trying to make a leap. Okay? I'm trying to make a comparison here.
I mean, there's like... almost an army of people who learn how to cut their hair during the pandemic.
Not well. Astrology provided this small minority of astrology believers with a quote-unquote meaningful view of their universe and gave them an understanding of their place in it. What do you think of your place in the universe, Jason?
You know, I've come to think about that a lot, and it goes back to the what is it called?
Joe the plumber?
Even Steven, kind of just
Steven.
like, you know how I've like, when I lose a job, I get a job. When I lose a friend, I get a friend.
What goes up must come down. But you're saying you're staying in the middle.
Yes. Yeah. Which is like a great place to be. Like, why would you fight being in the middle?
Don't fight mediocrity. Enjoy mediocrity.
Well, it depends what is mediocrity. To me, I'm doing way better than what I believe.
You're not in the middle.
I know it doesn't. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because there's about, I'm going to guess, 20 to 30% that I'm just clearly better than. In all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
Then there's that big meaty part.
Oh, yeah. The schmegma of humanity.
Right. And I'm like at the very high up of that.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like, like the 1%.
Wait, so you're saying monetarily,
everything,
happiness scale?
I'm talking morally. I'm talking fiscally. I'm talking...
Let's go back to the first part, the morally part.
Yeah,
now, this is coming from someone who just agreed with Hitler.
Yeah. I think morals come down to actions.
Sure. I agree
There
with
you
that.
go. So that's it. So yeah, I'll agree with Hitler to my death,
Yeah. So
but I won't take action.
you're saying the actions speak louder than words.
I've never heard that.
Oh, well, you can quote me.
Okay.
Yeah, next time if you want to use that phrase out and about in your mediocre life, you can say, "Hey, my friend Kyle always says actions speak louder than words," and he made up that quote.
He's a smart guy. I'll tell him. He's my teacher. He taught me everything I know.
That's right. Do you want to learn anything else here, Jason, or do you think maybe
No,
we should wrap it up? Or?
I'll pose the same question to you. Where is your place in life, or according to that, or
What was the question?
Where is you asked me
my place
where's
in
my
the universe?
My place in the universe.
Yeah. Maybe that's the question. And rewind the tape, but I go back and forth on this a lot, and I think it's interesting that, especially in the society that we live in now, where I think people really seek fame.
Yeah.
But then when famous people die, they get forgotten about very quickly. And I take solace in that.
Knowing that you'll be forgotten?
Knowing that I'll be forgotten. Yeah. So that, I think, gives me freedom to pursue things I want to pursue, to get interested in things I want to be interested in, and maybe, hopefully, make the world a little better place, just if I can have a little impact on either nature or other humans. That's enough for me.
Yeah, I've been as I've grown older, I've found myself to be more, how do you say, not sentimental, but more like a second thought before I kill an ant or kill a thing, kill a living thing.
Oh, all right.
And that also includes plants, like stepping on things and just
You're really squashing things. Me, Jason.
Oh man, I used to just wear my cleats out. I don't even play soccer or football. I just fucking walk around with cleats.
You can't kill a bunch of ants with cleats. There's too many gaps. Mom, I need my flip-flops.
It's a whole game.
You've got flip-flops on your hands and cleats on your feet.
But yeah, I have taken a notice where I'm just like, oh, there's something bigger than myself. Why? What gives me the right to choose to end this particular thing's life? It doesn't even know of me. It never will know of me.
Doesn't care about
me. Doesn't want to hurt me. Doesn't want to scare me. Everything that it's doing, it's unintentional. It's purely doing out of survival. What gives me the right to? And then by that time, it's already smashed in my hand. But
I was gonna think about you.
But what I'm saying is, I have been thinking about it way more.
Okay,
that's the truth. And half of the time I don't. Half of the time I still do just murder those little guys.
Yeah, let's get back to your ribeye addiction.
Oh yeah, what about it?
Well, I don't think that just comes from nothing.
So yeah, I've been hungry. I've been really hungry. Speaking of ribeyes, yeah. So, any more other questions? Any more truths you want to hear from this half moon, half sun, rising moon, sun child?
Well, you did say you've been thinking about the world as bigger than yourself,
right? Yeah, or as a functioning thing bigger than myself, because I'm still the most important part.
Okay, to
me,
yeah.
But that's not to say that I should be the most important part to other people, let alone the universe.
Oh, I love that feeling too, of the total freedom to know that no one's thinking about you.
Right.
Not no one. I mean,
no,
people have thoughts here and there.
For the most part, no one is thinking about you. It's funny. I was my nephew's freshman year.
Yeah.
I talked to him last week, and he just started school yesterday.
You were like, no one's thinking about you.
I told him, I tried to give him some good advice, which was mainly it was about, to not be so quiet like just speak out a little more, ask more questions. I told him that, everyone's like whatever you're feeling is normal. Whatever you're feeling is, chances are 99% of the rest of your friends or students or class feel the exact same way. And they, and if it's something like a question, they probably had that question. They were just too afraid to ask.
So like, what's a schmegma?
Like, what's a schmegma? I
Just
should
ask it.
Yeah. Well, I did ask that. I shouldn't have asked that in English class. I shouldn't have asked it then. But so that kind of thing. I was trying to reiterate to him that there's bigger stuff than you. Don't get so in your head. Don't feel like don't feel like there's so much pressure, because you should know that everyone else also has that pressure. And so we should alleviate some,
Yeah.
It should be like, everyone's on this boat. Everyone feels this way. So
we're all going to die.
Exactly.
You didn't want to quite go that far. That's for like junior year.
Oh, I told him, write down how old I told him, write down how old you are. And then I told him, write down how old you think you will be when you leave this earth. And then I hung up and I told him, sit on that for a while.
Sit on that for a while.
I told him that's how much you got left.
How long are you hoping to live for, Jason?
Oh, I never wrote it down.
Well, we're going to record it.
Forever.
Forever, all right.
Now with things like this, yeah. We may be forgotten.
This podcast?
Now, back to your thing about being forgotten.
Ah, yes.
100% true.
Yep.
But because of things like this podcast.
Yeah. I'm taking the files and the archives, and I'm putting them in a... What survives a nuclear blast?
Cockroach?
We left that article. I'm putting them in a box made of cockroaches.
There you go.
The recordings.
Yeah.
And we're putting the originals of the podcast in there. I'm burying it deep into the ground.
Great.
And this will be our legacy.
Now, I will have to tell you, no one can listen to it if it's underneath the ground. I was just saying that when we die, you, myself, you again, like when we're done, our kids
Wait,
and nieces.
I'm dying twice?
Our kids, our nieces, everything, whatever it may be, everyone related to us, everyone that's in our lineage, like, we're still going to be, quote unquote, remembered for just a little bit longer than those people without a podcast. Could be even just 6 months.
I don't know that to be true.
I think that's true.
Maybe.
I think that's true.
Maybe,
Similar
okay.
to like had those people whose names were written down on books. And maybe we don't know them now. But for the longest time, they were the ones remembered until we could not remember anymore.
Many people do. They've been writing into our email, and they've been saying, you guys are the Mark Twain of our generation.
Yeah, we're Mark Twins.
Mark Twins.
That's what they call us.
Anyway, you want to wrap up here?
Let's do it. Always wrap up, fellas. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this awesome episode of Wiki University. If it was your first time, thank you so much for joining us, and please remember to like, review, rate us, and also please feel free, if you have a subject, slide up in those DMs, baby. Hit us up.
Yeah, on Instagram or TikTok at Wiki University. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.